Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. All right. Today is a beautiful Tuesday episode. And no thread today. We're going to go ahead and do a bunch of Patreon submitted scenarios, as well as submitted scenarios from TikTok as well. I've been actually getting a few of you over on the TikTok side messaging me a few scenarios of your own. So I decided to get some, check them out. And let's get into it without further ado. All right, our first one is boyfriend went out drinking after work the day I went into the ER and left me alone. Oh, shit. Okay, so I called my boyfriend in the morning from the ER. My face has swollen in a mast cell reaction. I'm in the middle of dealing with autoimmune issues and going on disability. I told him I was fine and go ahead and go to work. He called to check in on me at 4 and I said I was home safe. We usually talk when he gets home after work at 7, but he didn't call me. I tried, but no answer. Then I didn't hear from him until 4 the next afternoon, and he was still drunk from the night before. He apologized and said he'd lost his phone. It made me feel sad and alone. I know he was out drinking. I told him that this has happened a few times before, and I would just really appreciate it since we check in every night, just to check in before we go out. I never tried to prevent it. I am a recovering alcoholic and have already drawn the line in our relationship that I don't like being around him when he's drunk, but I know it's how he copes. He has said before that he is showing up for me the best I can, and I believe it. He is very sweet and giving, but an emotional mess and a binge drinker, but he does emotionally show up the best he can. I don't know, do we just accept the limited way people have showing up for us because it's better than nothing? I was hoping to find someone who could be there for me while I'm sick, but I'm beginning to wonder. I mean, sometimes that stuff just kind of weighs a little too heavy on another person, like with you being kind of sick all the time and in and out of the hospital, so on and so forth. I know because I was in that kind of position where, you are dating somebody who does have a either disability or a disease or something like that, where they're dealing with this illness for the rest of their life. Potentially the rest of their life, or they are dealing with it for the rest of their life, and sometimes it weighs heavy on you. Sometimes you kind of just need outlets to kind of just just breathe a little bit, because it's a lot, and you're asking a lot of him. If I'm being honest with you, I understand you may not feel like you're asking a lot because you're just like, what the heck, all I want to do is just talk to him and I want him here all the time. But it's like you're putting all of that weight on him on top of all the things that he already has to do and the responsibilities that he already has to have. And I get it. You look at it like, well, if you don't want these responsibilities, you don't want to do all this, then why are you with me? And it's like, look, a guy is going to take on what he feels he can handle. And sometimes, you feel like you can handle it in the beginning, and then once you kind of see a little more of the reality of it, then it becomes a little too much, or it gets to a point where you're like, all right, cool, we're at a point where I can handle this. And then, you kind of ask for more. And then the guy kind of feels like, what the fuck? Why are you asking for even more than what I'm already doing? Like, I thought I was doing enough. What happened? Why is my enough not enough anymore? And so that could be really where he's at, and he's dealing with that a lot. And then obviously, he's drinking to kind of, I guess, take the edge off of it, or that's his, like you said, him coping, with what's going on and the situation that he has to deal with. And that kind of sucks, because that's not the guy that you really want to deal with. And it's a relationship I'm surprised that you're kind of still in, just because it's like you don't like that he's a drinker. The relationship is showing on him that it is tough for him. And it is hard for him to kind of, deal with that extra weight that you kind of have going on. And, it's, but are you overreacting? I mean, I thought it was worse than it actually was. Like, I thought you were in the ER, like dying or some shit. And he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go drink with my boys instead of going to see her in the ER. That's what I thought it was. But no, you went to the ER. And then while he was at work, and then you were home, he confirmed that you were home. And then he was like, all right, cool. I'm glad that you're good. I'm going to go out with my friends, and then went out. But you just felt alone because you would have rathered he go to your house and be with you versus being with his friends. And to a degree, I can get that too. I can understand, like, hey, maybe he should have done that. That would have been a little more showing that he cares. And that's kind of probably how you feel. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, why would you go out with your friends? But at the same time, I'm sure he kind of felt like, shit, dude, this is a lot. Like, fuck, I would love to just kind of have this night to myself and just kind of be chilling. Like, I'll deal with her later. But, the fact that it does impede him so much to where even like 4:00 in the afternoon the next day, he's still hammered and fucked up. It's like, all right, dude, that's a little too much. Yeah, you can go out, have a good time, maybe have a drink or two or whatever, but it shouldn't impair you to the point where it's like the night before all the way to 4 in the afternoon the next day, you're just fucked up. Like, come on, man, that's a little too much if you're asking me. So, yeah, I get it. Are you overreacting? If I'm being honest, it's kind of a yes and a no for me. But if I had to choose, I would say no. Just because it's like you're dealing with a lot, and then he has to kind of take on all that, responsibility that you got going on, and being there for you and supporting you and being there, that takes a lot out of a guy, especially when he has all the other shit that he has to do, on top of that. So I don't know. You guys might disagree with me with that one, but I'd love to hear what you think about that one in the comments. All right, on to our next one. Should I trust him after cheating? Oh, shit, brother. Here we go. If my boyfriend went out one night and was at his mate's house and got drunk, and I called him at 3 a.m. and heard a girl in the background say, "Your baby girl's calling you," and he ended the call and called me back after 5 minutes saying his phone died, and then the rest of the night he didn't get back to me, do you think he spent the night with girls? Should I trust him, as he explained that his mate did invite girls over, but he left with his other mate, and the girl I overheard the phone was a girl near the traffic light whilst he was in a cab near the traffic light. Okay, that last part made no fucking sense, but did he cheat though? Because he was at a party. He said he was going to go hang out with his buddies. His friend decided to invite some girls, and when he called, now that's a little suspicious, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, why is the girl picking up his phone? 2, when he grabbed the phone, when he grabbed the phone, why did he hang up and then 5 minutes later be talking about my battery died? Like, nigga, you had enough battery for the call to go through, but you didn't have enough time to talk to me on the phone, or you didn't have enough battery to talk to me on the phone. That's where it's a little suspicious for me, because it's like, what's going on here, bro? And then, like, for her, you could tell it was one of those things where, the girl didn't give a fuck. Nah, she was like, I don't give a fuck if this dude's got a girlfriend or not. You know what I mean? Because just by the way she was acting about it, like, oh, your girl is calling you, making fun of you or whatever, making fun of him for having a girlfriend, I guess. And so it does seem a little suspicious. I do give that to you. I don't think his intention was to do anything, just because he looked at it like, I'm just hanging out with my buddies, and then all of a sudden, when your boys invite a girl, because that does happen. You're like, oh yeah, I'm hanging out with my friends, you know what I mean? You leave, and then they invite girls, and then your girl is like, oh, why were girls there? And it's like, dude, I didn't invite them. You know, like my friend invited them. I was just there. You know, I was just there and they showed up. Like, what the fuck? How am I getting in trouble for this? You know, I didn't invite these chicks. I don't know who they are. I was just there. You know, like, it's like, what the fuck? But I mean, I don't know. You don't really have any like definitive proof that he really did anything or that he cheated or anything like that. So, you know, you might have to put your detective hat on and see what happened there. But yeah, you guys let me know. Did he cheat? You know what I mean? All we know is that she called him. A girl picked up the phone. And then he took the phone and hung up. And then 5 minutes later, he called and was like, oh, my battery died. I don't know. You guys let me know. Because that one does seem a little suspicious. I ain't going to lie to you. A little bit of, I don't know. All right. This next one is wild as fuck. I don't know what happened, but just reading the title had me so intrigued. And this one, a TikToker sent me. It says, it's titled, I Married My Dad. Now, I don't know what that entails, but that's kind of crazy. All right. So let's see what happened with this story of I married my dad. Okay. So after all these years of exclusive relationships and adventures with my biological dad, we both decided that it's better to get married.
Bruh.
Okay. Sometimes when you firmly believe something, it does happen eventually. Fortunately, it doesn't only happen with the negative things in life. One of the absolute joyful things that ever happened to me, apart from my planned pregnancy, after my father got me pregnant. What? We moved together to another city so we can start a fresh life together. My mom came along with us to our new home. For all the people who reached me and asked me, I have to mention it again. My mom doesn't have a sexual relationship with neither me or my dad. She just lives with us because she believes that our relationship is fruitful. And she wants to contribute to raising our baby.
What did he say?
What? She wants to what now? She's condoning this? Okay. Which means she totally accepts every aspect of my relationship with my dad, which is fucking nuts. Okay. My dad and her don't get along as a couple anyways. They always used to fight with each other and their sexual life was awful. She also agrees that me and my dad have a different level of chemistry when we make love. Oh my God.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Whoo, wow. Okay. So anyways, at least they're very good friends and both want the same things. To make me and our baby happy and have a wonderful life. Our new home helped us with our mental health. It's improved so much. I don't really have to look behind my back and think that someone is watching us and they will come to catch us. We have a new life and everyone around knows that I'm my dad's wife. All right. We live in a block of flats and so far we met only an old couple that lives on the floor below us. My mother introduced herself as my mother and me and my dad as the newlywed couple. Golly, bro. Okay. Speaking of that, that's what actually happened. We got married. We spoke about that in the past, but never had any actual plans. And the other day we were watching some videos on YouTube about family stuff. And my mother said, why don't you guys get married? We shared some looks and offered an extensive talk. We agreed that it's about time to have a little wedding. We have a new house and everyone's settled now. It was actually the best time because I really didn't want to have photos with a huge belly on my wedding day. The next day, me and my dad, golly, man. Every time she says her and her dad, it's just like, It's just weird. Oh my gosh, it's just weird. We're gonna get through this though. We're gonna get through this. The next day, me and my dad went to get rings, and my mom ordered food, and we had a little ceremony where we had dinner, said a few words, and took many photos. My mom is an excellent photographer. Okay.
Stop the cap.
That night after the wedding, I couldn't sleep, although the exhausting sex we had, Jesus Christ. I spent the night naked on bed wearing only my new wedding ring. I took it off, and I was looking at it. I reflected on how my life has changed since we started and how it will be in the future. I tried to think what it's like to get called mom, and when it also will be for my dad to have his younger child and grandchild call him dad. Yo, that's crazy. He's going to be like, oh yeah, that's my son, grandson, or that's my daughter / granddaughter. That's weird as hell, bro. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see. Shit, where was I at? Okay. I felt his hand on my belly. I put my ring back on my finger and hugged him and kissed my chin, and I eventually fell asleep in the middle of the night. Whoo! Wow. I'm not even gonna go into that. I'll synopsis it up for you guys. And then you guys let me know in the comments. So apparently her mom and her dad, they weren't getting along. And then out of nowhere, the dad and the daughter started a sexual relationship. They started dating. The mom was for some reason cool with this. They moved somewhere else. They got a new home, all that kind of stuff. The daughter got pregnant by the dad. They got married. The mom was taking pictures and buying food and all that stuff, and the mom suggested it. The mom was the one that suggested that her daughter and her ex-husband get married, which is weird as hell. And then, she's all happy and living her life apparently. So you guys take that at what you will. And let me know what you think about that in the comments, I guess. Because, god damn. Wow. Whew. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. We're moving on. People are fucking scary sometimes. Jesus. Okay. Let's see. Okay. On to our next one. My boyfriend says I ruined our relationship because of my period. All right. Is she the asshole? I, 23 female, and my boyfriend, 30 male, have been dating for 2 years. We don't live together because I don't want to live with his roommates, and I won't let him move in with me because I live in a small studio behind my landlord's house. The space just isn't large enough. I was the only girl in my house growing up with 5 brothers. I know men don't like to know about this stuff. My dad and brothers always made me throw away my woman things in the outside trash, and I was never allowed to talk about it. When I know I'm going to be with my boyfriend, or if I'm at work / in public, I will use a disc. Okay. They work okay for short periods of time, but at night when I know I'm going to be alone, I will use those disposable underwear. Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. Ladies, disposable underwear? What the fuck? Okay. I don't worry about tossing around at night and leaking. I don't have to think about getting TSS, and honestly, I cramp less. But they look like a diaper, and I know that's not sexy. My boyfriend had a weekend trip to Vegas planned, leave Friday, and comes back on Monday. I was on my period. He knew he would be out of town, so I decided to sleep comfortably. Something happened on the trip, and they ended up coming back late Sunday instead of Monday. He decided not to tell me because he wanted to surprise me, so I went to bed Sunday night around like 9, like always. At some point in the middle of the night, he slipped into bed with me, and when he got into bed, he felt the period underwear and freaked out. He said I was gross for just laying there in the blood. I got up, I took a shower, and changed into a disc. When I laid back, he just ignored me and went to sleep. I went to work and didn't hear from him on Monday. Tuesday afternoon, he came over to talk and said when he thinks about me, all he can see is a child wearing a diaper. He asked if I used them, and I said, of course, but of course not. But he says he doesn't believe me, that I'm a horrible girlfriend for hiding this fetish from him. Bro, she does it so that way she can sleep comfortable during her period. Like, what? Huh? How is that a fetish? That's weird. Come on, bro. That he's wasted all this time and energy on a relationship. I tried to explain why I use them when he's not around and that I know they aren't attractive, but I'll stop using them altogether because I love him and I don't want to ruin our relationship. He said he'll think about it, but he wants to talk to my doctor about getting on different birth control so I don't have my period at all, because now the thought of me having one grosses him out. I told him I don't want to change birth controls, so now he says I'm an asshole for not being willing to do something so simple to make him feel better. I told him I needed a few days to get a hold of my doctor. I have an appointment on Friday. Am I the asshole if I decide not to change birth controls? No, you're not the asshole. And this dude is weird as hell. Bro, this is normal. It don't matter, what girl you date. Like, they all gonna have some period panties, bro. It is what it is, man. Yeah, like come on, bro. It is what it is. Like, if a girl has a period, she's gonna have to do some weird shit so she can sleep comfortable, so that way she's not leaking, so that way the blood don't stain the sheets and shit like that. It's like, come on, bro. That's just crazy to me that you just see her in this, I don't know what a disc is. You guys could tell me what that means in the comments, but I don't know what a disc is. But you see her in this, and then you're just like, oh no, I can never see you ever again. That's disgusting. You need to change birth controls now. It's like, what the fuck? Like, bro, chill out. It's 1 week a month. Like, relax, man. You know what I mean? She'll go back to her cute chonies after that. You'll be all right. You'll live. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? Like, that dude is just weird as hell. I think dudes get so weirded out about periods and all that kind of stuff. And I think there's just this over inflated disgust about it. It's like, bro, it's a natural thing. It fucking happens. It is what it is, man. And I think it's a thing where a lot of guys who are disgusted with it and stuff like that, they don't live with a woman, or they don't really see a woman's 24/7. Because if I'm being honest with you, man, women are gross. All right, let's just be honest here. Like you chicks are gross. Let's keep it on OP. Okay, once you've lived with a woman for a while, you're just like, God damn, women are disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, they are sugar and spice and everything nice out in the, when you see them out and about and whatnot, and you're like, oh my gosh, she smells nice and she's this and that. Man, you live with her for a year and you're just be like, God damn, she's disgusting. Her shits are stankier than mine. And the amount of toilet paper they put in the toilet, bro, it is crazy. You're just like, what the fuck is this? What is going on, man? You guys, I'm telling you, women are disgusting, man. So it's one of those things. And don't even get me started with the bathroom trash can. Jesus Christ. They fill up a bathroom trash can like it's nobody's business. All right. So that's just something you're going to have to deal with, man, if I'm being honest with you. And it's something that you're going to have to deal with no matter what girl you date. And so it's like, you either get used to it or you be gay. It's up to you, bro. It is what it is. And I'd argue gay dude is probably the same way. I don't know. But that's just something you're going to have to deal with. And are you an asshole for not changing your birth control? Fuck no. Fuck that guy, man. You know what I mean? Like, It's your body, your choice. You know what I mean? If you want to stay on that birth control or you don't want to be on birth control at all, that's your choice, man. I don't think a guy should ever dictate that shit. That's crazy. Come on, man. All right, on to our next scenario. All right, I-18 female cheated for the first time, and it felt good. Oh, man. Okay. At least someone's being honest. Because a lot of these cheating stories, man, they're like, oh, I felt so bad.
Stop the cap.
Oh, I can't believe I did that.
Stop the cap.
I'll never do that again.
Stop the cap.
Come on, man. Come on. Once you get it, especially for the dudes, it's like, once you get some of them forbidden walls, you like, oh, that's all you can think about. You know, you get them forbidden walls. Come on, man. Come on now. All right, so here's what happened. Right, I've been dating a guy who's slightly younger than me, but also 18 in the same year as me for like more than a year now. So he's probably only like a couple months younger than her. All right. Then this last week I spent in Denmark as a part of an exchange program with a Danish school. We each stayed with a student and their families. But I got paired up with, let's call him T. Of course, everyone started stalking each other on Insta and adding each other on Snap. T is just a few months older than me. A typical tall, blonde, blue-eyed Scandinavian look. Built too because he was a gym rat. Looking through his Insta and seeing his Snap score immediately, I was like, this guy is a fuckboy 100%. I was right. Later, I found out his body count is 7.
Stop the cap.
When I got there, finally, it turned out that we have to share a room or I can take his room and he takes the living room. I felt bad for intruding, so I said it's chill if we share a room. I'll have a separate bed, so it's all good. I told my boyfriend about all of this, and of course he wasn't happy, but he trusted me. Whoo, and that was a terrible idea. Man, I have never given him a reason to not trust me before until now. T and I basically ended up spending 90% of our time together just because of how they planned out this program. We have classes together in the morning, lunch together with my friends and their hosts. Then in the afternoon, the host would have class again and we'd go off to explore the city. Our free time, sometimes we would just sit in our room and talk. He always seemed a little too affectionate when we were talking on Snap, but I had left that to maybe just a cultural difference. Nah, girl, come on, man. Come on.
Stop the cap.
You knew his Snap score, and you knew he was a fuckboy. So from those two things right there, you know homeboy is a bit of suave motherfucker when it comes to talking to the ladies on the Snapchat, which is a cheating app, by the way, man. If you got Snapchat, you a fucking cheater. But I digress. It's like you knew these two things and you're over here like, oh, it's just a cultural difference.
Stop the cap.
Come on, man. Come on. Let's be real. It wasn't no cultural difference. You knew what was going on. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, let's get back to the story. But you know how as a girl you can feel when a guy is thinking about you. It was very obvious in real life that he definitely was into me. I just pretended to be blind to all the little things he was doing, fixing my bag strap, emphasizing when his parents aren't home, always moving himself very close whenever we're talking, etc. because I genuinely really wanted to be good friends with him, but I was definitely praying the whole time that he wouldn't be bold enough to try something with me because honestly, I didn't know if I could reject him if he did, because he's a big dude, so he might force himself on her. Okay, that makes sense. Usually we'd get back to eat with the family for dinner. Then because we're both legal, even though we were told not to, we went out to bars or drank at the night. And mind you, this is in Europe, so the legal drinking age in Europe is, I think, like 17 or 18. So, just for all my American people out there, they might not know. So, I made sure I always had a friend from my trip with me and everything, but I got pretty fucked up, and basically every day except for 2 nights out of the 6. The drinking is where the problems start. On our second night there, we invited 2 of our friends and one of his over, and we just relaxed, drank, and smoked a little. I was very fucked up and crossed like... Hold on. Yeah. Okay. I was very fucked up and crossed like I don't remember most of that night type fucked up. As we sent everyone away, though I went back to sleep, I was more sober already, but I remember all I remember is leaning into him because he smelled so good, and apparently I have zero self-control when I'm drunk because then we were kissing. At this point At this point I had a decision to make. Okay. Do I shove him off, tell him to stop, that, hey, asshole, I told you I had a boyfriend, maybe respect my relationship a little, but no, I didn't do any of that, because again, apparently I have zero self-control when I'm drunk, and God, he was a good kisser for having no lips. This nigga, what? Apparently he ain't got no lips. He over here talking about, Guten Tagen, ma'am, how's it going? And she was just smitten with that man. Goddamn. Whole time he was sweet talking me, telling me I'm pretty, how it's so hard to have me just in this room all the time. And I was very much aware of how he definitely says this to every girl so he can hit, but fuck it if it worked. See what I mean? Come on, man. You knew this. You saw the snap score and you were like, he's a fuck boy, and you're over here just Ray Charles in it. All of a sudden, you get some drinks in you, and all of a sudden you become Ray Charles, and you're just like, I don't see nothing. Oh God, he's gorgeous. Jesus, he's a great kisser. My boyfriend don't exist. Like, nigga, come on, man. What are we doing here? God damn. Come on now. Shit. She was woo. All right. He was sitting me down on the bed, and we were making out, and his hands were all in the right places, and it was just so good. The next thing I remember was me giving him head and telling him about how I love sucking dick. Not a lie. Damn, girl. And then him coming down my throat and me swallowing. Damn. Oh, she even swallowed the babies too? Oh, man. Oh, no. Damn, man.
She belongs to the streets.
God damn. And then him talking about how that's so hot, how Danish girls don't usually do that. He asked to fuck. I told him I'm on my period, and he said, no problem, let's lay down a towel. And I was like, oh, okay then. Facts. Periods only stop a sentence, baby. Let's go. This man is a real man right here. I'd be saying the same thing. I'd be like, what do you mean? a little blood on my soldier ain't nothing. Like, come on, man. What the fuck we talking about? A little blood on my sword don't mean nothing. Girl, get that ass over here. Shit, let me go get a towel. We got washing machines, baby. What you talking about? Let's see. So... And I was like, oh, okay then. So we fucked missionary, and it wasn't mind-blowing, but still better than with my boyfriend, if I'm being honest. Call me a whore if you want, but I guess it's fair. It's fair game how this night went down. I realize I am genuinely so weak to bad men. I finish him off... genuinely so. Okay, hold on. Finish him off with head. God, your throat is so fucking good. I've never had a girl who could just keep on going for that long. I have a very little gag reflex at this point. All right, she flexing now. She flexing that head game. At this point, because of how much I give head for my boyfriend, I try to do the same. Or he tried to do the same for me afterward, but I was like, nah, because the idea of a guy eating my period blood is low key a huge turnoff. Yeah, that's kind of gross. All right, that's where I stop it right there. It's like, look, man, I'll smash you on your period, but I ain't gonna eat you out on your period. God damn. We'll wait till you're over, and then I got you. We end up cuddling, and I sleep in his bed that night. I was telling him that I understood how he ended up cheating on his last girlfriend when he was drunk as fuck, because I knew this was bad, but it low-key felt so good. He was spooning me and low-key trying to go for round 3. God damn. Still never stopped with the sweet talk. I can't sleep when I have such a hot girl just naked in my bed. It's not fair. But I was giggling and just telling him to stop since we had to wake up for class tomorrow morning and it was 2 a.m. We just cuddled to sleep. When I woke up in the morning, I didn't feel even a little bit guilt or something at all. I knew I was so fucking cooked. Immediately, I watched myself thinking about how to, I catch myself thinking about how tonight was the last night with him, and that's how I knew it wasn't just him taking advantage of a blacked out drunk me. I very much wanted it too. I didn't tell everyone what happened, but he told one of his friends who was with us earlier that night. I made it clear to him I didn't want people to know, but again, not expecting much from a guy like him. We had agreed to go to the club with some other people from the school and a bunch of his friends, and we did. It was a great experience. I was a couple of drinks deep, and we were sort of crowded in our own little circle in the dance floor, and he just keeps putting his arm around my waist and getting a little handsy. When he tried to actually grab my butt, I told him he was getting too comfortable and he stopped. Since I wasn't trying to look like a cheater, I know. Come on, man.
Stop the cap.
You're like, over here, I'm not trying to look like a cheater, bitch. Like, oh, come on, man. Again, though, not just his fault. I start basically grinding on him and subtly, so I just looked like I was dancing, and he was just standing behind me. When we go home that last night, the same thing happens, literally the exact same thing, except I rode him for a little bit at first and actually came when I switched positions, and he was doing me. I finished him off with head again. Next morning, I wake up with an absolutely ruined throat, and we leave for the airport to catch our flight back home. I'm so scared, both of us. I'm so scared of both this getting out and implication of how I felt about this one. One, I felt no guilt, so I probably haven't loved my boyfriend for a good while now. And two, I'm actually way worse a person than I thought I was and wanted to be. It was so hot, and I knew it's basically logically, I know it's bad logically, but the temptation is real. I felt like such a selfish person for not wanting to break up with my boyfriend either, because I told him why all my friends would actually never forgive me either. Oh, man. Damn, son. Hey. I hope she dumped him, because it's like, he don't deserve that, man. He doesn't. Like, you smashed home. It wasn't an accident. You didn't feel bad for it. You even voluntarily smashed him that last night. You were like, psh, and you went the whole 9 too. You sucked him off, you swallowed it, all that. You went the whole 9. It wasn't a thing where you were just like, oopsie, it happened. One thing led to another. Nah, man. I hope you broke up with homeboy, because he just don't deserve all that. And clearly, you even said it yourself. You probably don't love him as much as you thought you did. You don't like him as much as you thought you did. So let that dude go, man. Let him go and let him do his thing. And he's going to be heartbroken like a motherfucker. But, with this experience, he probably doesn't need to know that. You just let him know, hey, let him down easy. And be like, hey, I don't think we should be together or whatever. Woo. Yeah, let me know what you think about that one in the comments. That's crazy. That is wild to me. Ugh. Poor guy, man. Poor guy. Okay. This is the next one. All right. Am I wrong? My girlfriend kind of cheated. Okay. Man, let's see what this one is about. So, to preference this, my relationship was going downhill for a while. After we had a kid, my partner slowly felt like she stopped loving me. Sex got worse and worse until it was like having sex with a corpse. I would never be physically touched without asking, and even then, so I reluctantly, she says it's because of problems in our relationship. She feels like she does everything, so I offer to divvy up all the chores we have to do throughout the week and split them so we can be even. She denies it and offers no other solution. This was a common theme for any problem she had. So on Friday, my girlfriend told me she has no effort to give me because she needs to work on herself. Oh man, we know
Stop
what
the
that means.
cap.
I tell her if that's how it is, then why are we dating? So we break up. I didn't know it at the time, but the next day she was talking to another guy. They messaged throughout the week. Next Saturday, I go through her phone and see she heart reacted to a man's picture. Then I see they have disappearing messages in Instagram from a week prior. I addressed her on it and she says that they were talking, but just about nothing. Things like, how was your day? I tell her it's shitty how fast that she did that. But we were technically broken up, 15 months on a lease together that we can't break with an 18-month son. Oh, shit. They got a kid. Oh God. So I can get past it. Monday comes and I convince her. I talked to the guy and he told me everything. And she has one chance to fess up if she wants to make things work. I asked her to tell me everything like 90 times as I slowly get piece by piece of information. Eventually she tells me that she sent him a nude a day or two into it and told him she was going to suck him off and God knows what else. Now I feel fucking crazy about everything. Somehow after some anger I still want it to work. Oh, come on, bro. Damn. We talk about it and we both say maybe, let's see. Now the following weekend, she posts a question on story on IG asking for shows at midnight with a cute selfie. And I call her like, dude, seriously, after that? And I can't tell if I'm crazy or if she's out of line. She's like, I just wanted to post, but after what just happened to me, it seems so shitty and attention seeking. Am I wrong? Nah, man, you ain't wrong. You just need to let her go. You need to take your son and you say goodbye. You know, you just let her go. Hey man, you wanna do all this Instagram high life and, you know, telling all these random ass dudes you're gonna suck them off and do all this kind of shit, man. You go do that by yourself. You know, get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I mean? You really don't deserve that. You don't need to be staying with her. She doesn't even really need to be involved with like you and her and your son. Because she's not thinking about that. You know what I mean? She's not thinking about any of that. She's just thinking about herself. And she's just like, oh, no, I want the attention and the validation and all this kind of stuff. And the guy I'm with, I don't really give a fuck about him no more. Because she really doesn't. She doesn't give a fuck about you no more. Because if she did, she would actually be making efforts and strides to actually, you know, make shit work. But she's not. She's just like, I could care less. You know, who cares? It doesn't matter. And so, yeah, dude, you need to just get your son and you need to tell her, hey, peace and chicken grease, bitch, because I'm done with you, man. Hey,
She belongs to the streets.
because that's exactly what she's doing. She's just getting all this attention and validation from Instagram, and she wants all these guys to tell her how cute she is and hot and all this kind of stuff. And she want to be sending nudes and telling guys she's going to suck them off. Like, you let her go do that. You know, don't try to make it work. Don't even give her the time of day. You just say, peace out, you know, and that's that. I'm telling you, dude. That's that, man. That sucks, bro. That really sucks. But it's what you got to do. It's what you got to do, man. Oh, all right. We're going to get on to our next one. I found my girlfriend on Tinder. Damn, man.
She belongs to the streets.
I don't know why, but one day I got really bored alone, so I opened again a Tinder account. But the thing is I decided to be there as some lesbian chick. So this dude made a fake Tinder account as a lesbian girl. What the fuck? Okay. I was not planning to do something serious about it.
Stop the cap.
Just to chat to some lesbian girls, and that's all. So I found some girl online and used her pics for the Tinder account. Yes, I know I'm a horrible person. Facts. Changed name and quickly started talking to some girls about life, hobbies, gaming, and stuff. Suddenly I found my girlfriend there. I knew she was bi, just like she told me, but I was wondering if she would be a match and will she talk to me. So I liked her, and 2 minutes later we had a match. And we started talking like we used to talk for the first time. But suddenly I took a risk and asked if she's single. She said yes. Oh, no. And slowly started to flirt with me. I was in shock. I can't believe she forgot about me and kind of planning to cheat on me. So the question is, what should I do? Should I say, hey, listen, I opened a Tinder as a lesbian girl and started to flirt with you, and you started to kind of flirt with me, kind of what the fuck? Or should I keep it between us, or just randomly block her and never speak to her again after our 2 years of a relationship? Once again, I know my way of opening Tinder is a horrible idea. I know that I could upset some people, that I catfish them, but I was not planning to do any cheating or flirt with others. I'm just here for the advice. All right, look, man, you just opening the Tinder alone was kind of crazy, and then you're doing it as a lesbian chick, kind of wild. Like, I ain't gonna that's wild. And she could so flip that on you. You know, you're over here just like, what the fuck, man? You said you're single and you're on Tinder and all this kind of stuff. And then she's just like, wait a minute, why are you on Tinder? What the fuck did you make a Tinder for? I was on there just playing as a lesbian girl, just talking to lesbian girls. Why are you talking to lesbian girls? And that could get flipped on you so quick, bro. You know, I would have just read between the lines and have been like, okay. All right. So you out here saying you're single. That's cool. So what I would do is just be like, hey, yo, it's not working out for me. It's not me, it's you. You know, you just start pulling out all the cliche bullshit. You break up with her and you let her go be single, man. A lot of times this shit is very simple, but people love to overcomplicate these things for no apparent reason. They're just like, what should I do? And should I say this? And should I do all that? And should I do all this? And it's as simple as like, you saw what it was. You know, yeah, you found it out in a weird ass fucked up way, but I mean, she don't need to know that. And you could simply just be like, you just break up with her. Be like, look, man, you know, things ain't working out. I'm good on it. And she's like, oh, what, why? Oh my God. Da, 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 da. And it's just like, no. Look, I'm not in this relationship anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I loved you. I cared about you, but you know, shit just been getting different with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in that dynamic, she can't throw it back at you, if I'm being honest with you. And you just leave the relationship smooth and chill, and you let her go live out her lesbian dreams, or she'll find another guy or whatever the case may be. And she can go play that nigga, you know, but she ain't playing you. That's what a lot of guys will do. They'll just sit in that shit and they'll get played on. And then, you know, she ends up leaving regardless. And it's like, damn, man, you could have ended yourself, or you could have ended all of this for yourself, but you decided to stay in it and look stupid at the end and be like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't think that she would actually leave, looking stupid as hell, when you could have just left and left it amicable, and you could have moved on. She'd have moved on, and she'd have, you know, played some other dude talking about she's single up on Tinder and shit like that. Like, come on, man. You know, let's just keep it on OP here. Or you could lie and be like, I saw Tinder on your phone. What's that? You could do that too. You know, you could do that too. But I'm just saying that's just gonna be too much. And you should just break up with her. All right, this is gonna be our second to last scenario. Hooked up with a guy who claimed he was single. Oh man, oh man. Yeah, okay. Recently, I, 24 female, was hooking up with this guy. I don't remember his age. We barely talked, or it's been a while since we had a deep conversation, and his girl caught us in the middle of it. Jordan, we'll call him that for now, told me he was single. When we first started talking back in November, this is the second time I've been to his house, and he told me that he lives with his roommate. I never met his roommate, and he was sneaking me in. That should have been my red flag right there, but I didn't mind. While we were in the middle of it, man, it was doing it, I saw that somebody was coming through his bedroom window pulling on his chair. I didn't know what it was at first or why, and when I saw the woman pull out her flashlight, I ran butt-ass naked, heart pounding and racing into the bathroom, forgetting my clothes in the bedroom. I locked myself in there for a while, grabbed a towel before she came in to the house, and broke the bathroom door open. Damn, she knew you... She was just like, this nigga don't leave his bathroom door closed. Get out here, bitch. God damn. Oh, shit. Let's see. Forgetting bedroom. I locked myself in there for a while, grabbed a towel before she came into the house, and broke down the bathroom door. I begged and pleaded to her that I didn't know Jordan was in a relationship, and he's been telling me that he was single and only had a roommate. She tried to beat my ass butt naked, and I ran to his room, struggled to put my clothes on, and ran out the house. I felt bad that she kept pulling his hair and kicking his ass all around the house, but I wanted absolutely no part of it and continued to walk down the road calling my friend to come and get me. She ended up finding me at the bottom of her road and confronted me about the hookup. She then proceeded to call me fat and ugly and said my stomach was too big. I understand what I did was wrong, but I really had no idea he was seeing someone when he told me from the beginning he wasn't in a relationship. She then threatened to kill me if I didn't get out of her face. I was trying to walk home, but didn't want to disrespect her by turning my back on her and walked away. I feel bad, and I have no idea on what to do. Damn. Homegirl climbed through the window and then she ran into the fucking bathroom. Homegirl was just like, oh, I know you don't leave your bathroom door closed. Yo, bitch, get out here right now. She breaks open the bathroom door and she drags this chick out. And she starts just, beating her ass butt naked. And she over here trying to get dressed. And then I'm sure he stepped in to like stop her and be like, yo, chill out. What are you doing? And, like she busted that door open and she was just like, I didn't know. He told me he was single. Like, oh, shit. Damn, man. Oh. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, like, it's not her fault. It's dude's fault. Dude knew he was in a relationship. He knew that he lived with his girl. Like, come on, man. Like, that right there tells you failed. You failed, my guy. Like, dude, what are you doing? You live with your girl and you over here bringing this other chick back to the crib to smash. It's like, come on, man. And then, honestly, she didn't do her due diligence by like looking around and seeing what his room was like, because a lot of times if a guy is living with a girl, you're gonna see some feminine shit and you're gonna be like, what is all this? Why is there makeup sponges and why is there this and that and lady products and blah blah blah, like you could have did your due diligence to kind of scope the spot out, because like I said, if they're living together, homeboy definitely had her shit there, but damn, man, yeah, the only thing that you can do is just block that motherfucker, and hopefully you never cross her path again, because it's on sight for her. She about to whoop your ass. It's on sight. She, and I guarantee you she gonna stay with him too. Oh, 100%. Her old toxic ass, she gonna stay with that nigga. Oh my God. All right. This is going to be our last one for today. Girlfriend sought out attention from another man after we got an abortion. Oh no.
She belongs to the streets.
Girlfriend and I found out we were pregnant about 8 months into our relationship. We moved in together 6 months in, which that is a... Who the fuck starts living together after 6 months of being together? Come on, man. You guys be so blinded by the honeymoon period. It's crazy to me. You guys be moving in with each other 3 months in, 6 months in. Like, yo, that's trial period. What are we talking about here? 6 months is trial period. That is like that is peak time to really get to know that person. And you're over here like, yo, we're going to live together? You're crazy. You are crazy. We talked about it and we decided we didn't want to keep the baby considering we are not married. Yeah, but you sure did move in together all hella fast. The fuck? Had just moved in together and we are still getting settled in our careers. Granted, I was a little relieved, but I told her she had the final decision. I was very attentive during the abortion, which she was early enough on that it was able to be completed with some medications. Still, the effects on her body were real and she was upset and uncomfortable, and I was attentive throughout. The abortion happened in late November, about 1 week before we spent Thanksgiving with her family. In December, she asked me to go in her laptop and find a message, and I scrolled a bit further than I was asked to and found some messages with a gentleman from her past who lives in a different state. They never dated, but they were coworkers who had fooled around before we were dating, despite her sharing that she was in a relationship. The messages were sexually explicit. The reminiscent about the first time they messed around and she asked to be eaten out and even called him her mistress. She was planning a trip to California for something in the new year and sent him her itinerary and said he should join. The following day was the morning of Thanksgiving, and she suggested they take it to Instagram and let her know if he planned on joining her in California. I don't believe he ever responded. This all happened the day before I was with her and her family. Oh, shit. I confronted her immediately when I found out, first week of December or so, and she immediately lied about it and said it was a girl. She came clean within minutes and admitted it was a guy, and she freaked out because she was caught. She said she enjoyed the thrill but never had intention to do anything. I told her to leave and we didn't speak for 3 days. I don't have the best dating history. I have been a cheater in the past, but was not and could not see myself being disloyal to her. This one hurt so badly, but I tried to forgive her because I know I've made mistakes in prior relationships. Here's what bothers me. She got a therapist after this, and her therapist asked her to really think about how the abortion affected her, and now it has become this thing where she blames the abortion for her shitty behavior. She didn't just wake up on a Tuesday and decide to do this, but there were real hormones and issues going on, none of which seemed to be an issue at the time. So now the narrative is that the abortion really was messing with her and she just wanted to feel desired. So at first it was just like, oh my God, no, it was just exciting and I wasn't going to do anything. But then all of a sudden, she out here talking about like it was the abortion that made me do it and I didn't feel desired and I didn't feel loved and so on and so forth. And it's like, what we changing up the story for so quick? It sounds like a bit of
stop the cap,
to me. Like, what's going on here? Okay. Since then, she lied about a few other things, none of them major, but has tried to help me, but also becomes super defensive when I bring it up. It has absolutely extended the healing process for me because she feels she wasn't in her right mind or that wasn't her when it happened. It's now over a year since this has happened, and it still fucks with me. I'm thinking about breaking it off, but I really do love her. I just can't seem to not let it mess with me. Am I wrong? I don't think you're wrong for wanting to leave her because you just can't trust her anymore. You know? Like, I don't think I'd be able to trust, a girl like that either. I get it. You kind of look at it like, look, man, I made mistakes too. Cheated in the past, so on and so forth. So I can't be a hypocrite and, like hold her to that and whatnot. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you are you lying to me about not feeling desired, or are you lying to me about it was a thrill? Because if the reality of it was a thrill and you kind of got off on that type shit, then it's kind of scary because you might go back to that. You might go back to that thrill and you might start talking to other dudes and not planning to do anything, but you're going to do something, and, or you're saying you're going to do something. Or was it a thing where you just kind of weren't feeling wanted and maybe we could kind of work that out? So that's where I would kind of start at first. I think the therapist is kind of just finding something to blame, which is kind of why therapy is kind of whack a lot of times, because that's all really therapy is. A lot of times it's just finding something to blame. And, the therapist, I'm not gonna say he or she, cause I don't know if it was he or she, but I think the therapist was just like, you had an abortion. That makes so much sense. Like, you were probably feeling a lot of emotions at that time. You were probably feeling a lot of things, when it's like, this happened before the abortion. Like, what do you mean? Literally, all this was happening, and then the abortion happened, and then it's coming out now. So, and then before the therapy side of things, you told me that it was just a thrill thing and that you weren't going to do anything. But now all of a sudden after the therapy, you're like, oh no, it was because I didn't feel wanted or loved. So if we kind of put it in a timeline here, what really makes more sense? Were you doing this because you wanted the thrill of it, or were you doing this because the abortion was actually fucking you up? Because in my opinion, I think you were doing it for the thrill of it, and you may have wanted to see how far you could get it to go, before actually doing something. You know what I mean? And then you might have, I don't know, but you might have gone through with it if given the opportunity, or if it got to that point. So that's kind of how I see that. And it is a little suspect to me. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I'm just like, the timeline ain't checking out. This all happened before you even got pregnant and we were talking about the abortion, and then after all this comes out, and then you tell me what it is, and I'm like, all right, and I think he kind of accepted it. If I'm being honest with you, he kind of looked at it like, okay, she was honest with me. Like, she told me it was for the thrill. Maybe this relationship is not like thrilling her enough. Maybe I need to kind of, spice up the relationship a little more and kind of really get going with that. No problem. I could do that. I got you, baby. And then, he's like, why don't we go to therapy and we can kind of work things out and really figure out what the root of all of this. They go, and then all of a sudden the reason changes, and he's like, wait a minute, that's not what you said to me. Like, how am I supposed to believe what you say when you out here flip-flopping and changing it up? So it does make sense. Doesn't make sense. Is he wrong for wanting to leave? Nah, because he can't trust her. And that's the biggest thing. It's like, you can't trust her, and I know that's hard, but you guys rushed into that relationship, so I'm not surprised all this shit happened. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Had you guys started living together 6 months in, and you guys are just moving way too fast. But that's my 2 cents. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. But that's going to do it for your boy for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I didn't do announcements through. I just wanted to get all the scenarios in. If you got to this point of the show, thank you guys so much. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast. Get on the Patreon, $3 a month. It gives you an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to the show. TikTok and Instagram for the clips. The clips are going crazy over there. Thank you guys for all that support, the likes and the comments. I love seeing them. We're on our road to 10K over there. if you want to help even more on the free 99 side of things, downloading as well as rating the podcast on audio platforms helps like crazy. If you want to help even more on the free 99 side of things, go over to youtube.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast, or go to the link tree, click on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. That helps a lot as well. But without further ado, thank you guys so much. Love you guys. And I'll see you on Thursday for Haunting Adeline. Peace.